It has started.
Today we're going to go over how you can customize your YouTube channel. So as you know, YouTube and Gmail are all part of the same Google services. So if you have a Gmail, and by the way, your KW email is a Gmail. So with your Gmail, you also have a YouTube channel. You probably just haven't customized it and set it up. So today, that's what we're going to go over. So I'll be using the channel or setting up the channel of one of our agents here in the Calabasas office, Eileen. And right now I'm logged into her email. So can you see my screen, Patricia?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to open a new tab. And right here on the top left, I'll go to apps and I'll click on YouTube. Kind of a shortcut as opposed to typing in YouTube in the browser. So here we are, and this would be Eileen's account. So the first thing we're going to do is set up her profile. And to do that, I'm going to go up to the top right, and I'll try to go slow here because there are a lot of steps, and I'll try to go slow enough so that you can make notes or follow along on your own account. But if you do have questions or need me to repeat something, just go ahead and type your question and Patricia will shout it out to me. So we're in Eileen's YouTube account and we're going to the top right where we see the E for Eileen for her profile. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go down to your channel. So here's the dashboard for Eileen's YouTube channel, and as you can see, it's not set up yet. So we're going to customize it. We're going to click here on Customize Channel. So the first thing that we're going to do is go over here. You'll see there's two places to put a picture. One here is her profile picture, which is usually a headshot. And then here in the center, where it says Add Channel Art, that's the banner or the cover picture. Just like in Facebook, YouTube has a cover picture at the top of the page. So we're going to start with the profile picture, and I'm going to click on the little pencil and click Edit. So the first thing it's asking is if I want to change the profile picture, and I do. So I'm going to click Add a Profile Picture. And from here, I can upload something or drag and drop what I have saved on the computer. So I previously added or downloaded her picture. So I'm going to click on that. And it looks like I need to do a little adjusting. So I'm going to move this box around until I get it centered the way I like it. Now remember, I mean, most of the time when you're working with a round image or a round space for your image, it's easiest if you're working with a square. And if you upload your headshot in a square, this one kind of allows you to wiggle the box around. So this is going to work out fine. I'm going to click Set as my profile picture. Okay, and we can see here that that's updated. So now this brings me to the About Me section. And we're just going to go down here. A lot of this is already populated because, as I mentioned when we started, YouTube is part of the Google services. So since Eileen already has a Gmail, a lot of this information had already been entered. But we're going to see what else needs to be entered here. Look at her contact info. I imagine the email. Oh, okay, let's add the email. Okay. Get that. And you notice I set it so that just Eileen can see the email in this part. See if there's anything else. The phone number, she may or may not want that, and the address is the same. And this would be a username if you wanted to, when you chat through YouTube, if you wanted to have like a nickname or just a shortened name. So we're done adding the contact info. Take this arrow back to this profile. And now we'll see about adding some links. I'll start with add a place. And I'm going to be very general here. I'll add United States. Go back. Oops. And see that loaded, United States. See what else I can do. Add a profile link. So this might be if she had a bio, the URL for a bio. I happen to know she has a website where she does have a bio. So I'm going to look for that and put that there. I obviously went ahead and did this ahead of time so I'd be prepared and not wasting too much of your time. I'm going to put the links there, and I'm going to call it me. Okay. It gives you the chance to add additional links if you want. See what else we can add. Okay, I think that's all for that. And then this gives you the chance if you wanted to add your profession. Here's add occupation. I'll just put realtor for her. Change that to anyone. And then also it gave you the chance to add your work history and your education. I'm not going to do that for Eileen because I don't know that. Okay, so now we've set up this this profile for her. A lot of times when you're working within the email and the YouTube, it kind of knocks you out of what you were first in. So I'm just going to go back to the YouTube, and if I refresh this, there's her picture. Okay, now let's do the channel art. Now for the channel art, that has a very specific size. So a lot of times if you're trying to upload a picture, for example, a property image you might have, it's only going to show the inside portion of it. It won't probably look the way you want it. The ideal dimensions for this is 2,560 pixels by 1,440. But as you'll see, it does give you a chance to kind of wiggle with it. But if you can create something that size or resize a picture that you already have, that would be great. So I'm going to select from my computer, and I've saved one already to the right size. Okay, and I'm going to select, and that's the one I chose for her. Okay, so now she has a profile picture and a cover page. So the next thing I'm going to do And this is the last step in setting up the actual page, is I'll go up here to the top right of her cover picture, click on the pencil, and click Edit Links. Now this is where we can put in a description about the channel and some links. I just want to give you an example though, let's see if I can, so that you can picture what I'm talking about. Let's see if it'll let me, I don't want to log out of what I'm doing, but let's see if I can log in again. So I'm going to look up another realtor here in the office who I know has a YouTube channel, and we can kind of take a quick look at her setup so you see what the final product is. Must not be calling it the right thing. There we go. There's Julie Newman. So when I click on Julie's channel, well, you can see she has her headshot, and I recognize this was a property in Woodland Hills that she sold. So she has obviously edited that picture to be the right size. But when I come right here to the About section on Julie's page, so she only has her brokerage and her phone number. You actually have a chance to write a description, maybe a bio, and I'll show you how to do that. But this is what your finished product will look like. So let's go back. The first thing I'm going to do is add that description. And I already prepared that too. You copy and paste. There is a minimum character count on this. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but we'll see in a second if this fits. Okay, great, it fit. Okay, so I've added her, basically her bio, but it's maybe a shortened version of her bio. And I'm gonna click done. Let's see, also for business inquiries, her email again. Okay, that in there. And the location. Okay, now the custom links, basically that would be her social media. So I'm going to, I think Eileen has an Instagram account, yes. Better copy that in there. And the title of that, I would just write Instagram. And Eileen happens to not have a Facebook, but I do know she has a website, so I'll add that for her. You do want to add the entire URL. So if you have to actually open it up in your browser and copy that URL, then that's what you should do. Okay, so I've added a couple more, and you can just keep adding if you wanted to add your LinkedIn or Facebook. That's all I'm going to do for now, and I'm going to click done. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come up here and add some featured channels. And basically that's just channels that you're highlighting on your page. You can subscribe to them, but you are, more or less promoting. They're other people's channels or your office channel that you want to feature. So let's see, maybe something. Oh, I did, yeah. Okay. Not even sure which it is. That one's not loading, so let me get that off and try something different. Benny's, so let's see if his works. No, it doesn't want to do it right now. I don't know what the problem is there. There we go. Okay. So I'll click done. And Eileen is now featuring Minnie's YouTube channel on her account, and we'll go ahead and click subscribe. And that way, anything that Minnie publishes or posts on his YouTube channel will show up for Eileen. Okay, so now that kind of concludes the actual setting up the profile, adding the links, and adding the description for yourself, for your bio. Now we're going to add some videos. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a playlist. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Okay, these must have been videos that Eileen has watched in the past and given a thumbs up to. But I'm going to click New Playlist right here. And for right now, I'll just put featured listings. You could also, you could do anything here. You could maybe, if you wanted your YouTube channel to have videos that are maybe more where the content is informational, maybe you're talking about market updates, you could make a playlist for that, and then a different playlist for some of the property listings that you feature. So you can have, different subjects. I'm going to click Create. Okay. So now I need to get back home. So what I'm going to do is click Customize Channel again. And I'm going to go up all the way to the top right, next to Eileen's picture. And you'll see a little icon for a video camera there. And I'm going to click on that. So just checking, Patricia, are there any questions up until this point?
Nothing that I see yet.
Okay, great. All right, so when I click on that little video camera icon up at the top, the drop down allows me to upload a video. So I'm going to click Upload Video. Okay, and here's where I can select the files that I have saved on my computer. I'm going to click on one of Eileen's property videos. Okay, so here's where you can put in the details of this specific video, not details about your channel. Now we're working with a specific video. And the thing to keep in mind with YouTube is, if you care about ranking, or maybe you don't, but it's good to know that your video will rank higher if the title and the description have keywords in it. So I will talk at the end about how you might go about finding keywords for your videos. But right now I'm just going to take a stab at a title that would probably have keywords. So I'm going to say luxury property in Simi Valley, listed by Homes by Eileen. Okay, so you see there's 100 character count, and I'm thinking luxury property would be a good keyword. Of course, the location always is Simi Valley, and then Homes by Eileen, and actually I'll put in her last name as well. So Eileen Rodriguez too, good keyword. So now I want to try to mimic what I have here in the title, but add a little additional detail. I'll put amazing property, Valley, by South Asian in the area, Eileen Rodriguez. Now, for the sake of time, that's all I'm going to write, but you can see you have quite a large character count there. So that's the description. The video loads right here, and it gives you the option of choosing different thumbnails. So the thumbnail is the image that you see before the video plays. And we have this one with the pool. That's an aerial. And then this is the front of the community. I'll stick with that one. And here is the playlist that we created. So I'm going to put this video under the playlist named Featured Listing. Now, if you wanted to add one, maybe you uploaded the video and thought, you know, this deserves a playlist all on its own, you could create one here as well. If you click New Playlist, it will give you the chance to create a different one. But I'm going to stick with Featured Listings and click Done. Okay. Now, this little thing is very important. It's where you indicate if your video is made for children. Now, because this is a property, I'm going to say no, it's not made for kids. And the reason I'm doing that is because it opens up some of the features on YouTube. So when a user logs on to Eileen's channel, there are some things that they'll be able to see that they wouldn't be able to see if I had indicated, yes, the video is made for kids. One thing in particular is when you log on to her channel, the video, the featured video, and we're going to select a featured video in a second, it will begin playing automatically. And a lot of people like that. They like that when someone logs onto their channel, right away the video starts playing, and the user does not have to prompt, you know, by clicking on it to start it to play. And so in order for that to happen, I need to click no, it's not made for kids. And you can understand why that might be, because you wouldn't want a child to log onto an account and a video that wasn't appropriate just immediately start playing. I'm going to go down to more options after that. So this is where we get into tags. This is the third part of what you could call the ranking system. So your description and your title should have keywords, and as well you want to add some keywords here. So I'm just going to do a few here. But you get the picture. We could just go on and on about how many different tags might be used in the video. We're allowed 500 characters here. And what was the other one? Oh, I said Simi Valley. Okay, so we gave her 3 tags there. I mean, other ideas might be listings. Oops. Oh, there it is. Bird County homes. Okay. Fix that. All right. And then the very last thing I want to point out here at the bottom, most of this you won't touch. I mean, you could add when you recorded it and where the location was. We're not going to talk about the licensing, but the category, this is very broad category, just used for search. We're going to leave it at people and blogs because there isn't one for real estate or homes or anything. But right here, I just want to point out that this has to do with the comments that people might leave on your page. And so generally, we like to have hold potentially inappropriate comments for a review. So if YouTube tags a particular comment as maybe having curse words or something that's not appropriate, you would get a notification and you could review it before it was seen. You could also choose allow all comments or hold all comments for review or disable the comments. This is how the videos are sorted. And right down here, this little checkbox, show how many viewers like or dislike the video. And that's your own personal preference if you want people to see. Going to click next at the bottom. And this I'm not going to get into, but this is additional information that you can add either in the center of your video or at the end with more content. That's kind of tricky, so we're going to skip that for right now. I'm going to save this as public. So under visibility, I'm putting public. I'm not going to schedule this right now, and I'm going to click publish. You could schedule it. You could maybe if you had a listing that you wasn't, ready to market, you could upload this ahead of time and then schedule it for a different date. I'm going to click publish. And here's where you have the URL for the video that you just uploaded, and you can also share it on these different platforms. Okay, so I want to go back to panel, customize. And now we're going to work right here with the featured content. So that is the video that would be featured first and foremost, right under her banner and her profile picture when a user logs on. And YouTube has you decide what a returning subscriber will see and then what a brand new visitor will see. For today, we're going to do the same video, but you could do 2 different ones. So I'm going to click on the featured content. And I'm going to use this video here that we already uploaded. Give it a caption. didn't like that. Okay, there we go. I think my computer's lagging here. Let me write that again. Okay, so as you can see, this one is featured first, and any of the other uploads that Eileen puts on the channel will all be listed below until she changes her featured video. So now I'm going to go for new visitors, and we'll do the same thing. There we go. Okay, so that's about it. If you want to see what it would look like as a user logging on, you can click here, returning subscriber. And for some reason, it's not playing like it's supposed to, which means that in her settings, some of the things that I discussed before about, our children viewing this, she must already have some settings put in there because it doesn't seem to. I'm just going to go back one more time and see. That's there. Okay, well, this is where it's supposed to be playing. And we went home. I just wonder if I log on. Okay, well, it's going to take a couple minutes for it to show. But we do know this is her channel. And then also, as I mentioned, you can add the playlists. You can add the different videos. There's the featured channel. And there's her description. Okay, are there any questions at this point, Patricia?
There's none that I see on Facebook. I had a question. I wanted to know, do you recommend this when you're signing up new agents, or do you typically see more veteran agents that do YouTube channels?
Well, no, I have seen new agents because you have that the feature where you can promote other channels, and also you can always share a channel or a video. If you know you're doing an open house or someone else on your team. So I think it's just more a matter of people don't know, or they just don't take the time to set this up, because everybody has it, especially with your KW email. We all have access to a Gmail, so it's there waiting for you. You just have to customize it. But yeah, so I guess definitely the seasoned agents that are collecting a lot of videos, I definitely see that. But with a new agent, why not? And it also gives you another link, that you can put on LinkedIn. You can put it on your Facebook. You can actually add your link to your YouTube video in the menu bar of your Facebook page, which is nice because then just with a click, they're brought to your YouTube page. So, if anything, it's better to have it set up than sitting there and not set up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And make sure if you guys have YouTube pages, you put that in your marketing profile also on command so that it grabs it for your website and things like that.
Yeah. And then I'll just touch for a second on the keywords. As I mentioned, for YouTube, it helps to have keywords that are in the title and then in the description, as well as the tags for each video. And a lot of times, if people are stuck on what would be, even hashtags on other platforms, if they're stuck on what would be a good tag to use, of course, anything to do with the city. And actually, you could even go to the YouTube menu bar or the search bar, and you could type something in, and you'll start to see what people have searched for. Maybe not Simi Valley, but I'll try Calabasas because I know that. Oops, my glasses. Yes. Okay. So here, Calabasas real estate, luxury real estate, Calabasas real estate. So, that kind of helps. There are other things that you can do to help you come up with some hashtags or keywords. We all have access to the Chrome extension that's called, I think it's Keywords Everywhere. So when you have Keywords Everywhere added to your Chrome, it's just an extension. It's free. Every time you Google something on the right-hand side, it will suggest some similar things that people have searched for, and you can grab some keywords off of that. There are other platforms that you can buy, apps that you can pay for that are specifically designed to give you some hashtags and keywords, but I don't really think it's necessary, because agents do a good job of marketing their properties. So once you have this URL of the video, you're good to go. You maybe don't, to some people ranking does matter, but not maybe to a beginner. Let me just see if I logged into my email, you could see what I'm talking about because I have keywords everywhere. Oh, but it might not be on this computer. It might, I don't know if it's the same. Yeah, and something else to remember is, since YouTube and Gmail are connected, if you change your profile picture on one, it will change the profile picture on the other, as well as any of your other contact info. So that's good to know. But I open a new tab, see it. Okay. Okay, so it's not doing it on this computer, I guess, because the extension's added on my own. But right here, under my profile picture, if I were to Google something, the keywords would be listed here, and I could grab that. And that's kind of how I do Instagram, because I do Instagram on the computer. So I'll search for keywords there. I think that's about it. Can you think of anything else I should touch on, Patricia?
No, this is really new to me. I just have more questions, I think, than information. I wanted to ask, do you have any information on what types of real estate videos are looked at more? Like sometimes if it's just 2 minutes or shorter, they'll get more views, things like that. Do you have any stats or anything like that?
Well, I've heard different things about that. I've heard that, you should keep it at like a minute, but on YouTube, that's not, I mean, that might be so on the other platforms, but on YouTube, not necessarily, because once in a while, you will see a really long, tutorial, and it gets a lot of likes and a lot of views.
Hmm.
So on YouTube, I don't know about the length really being as significant as it would be, on some of the other ones. Well, a lot of the other ones are just cut you off anyway. But yeah, on YouTube, I don't think so. And as far as what's ranking well and what's not, if you're new at using YouTube, what you can do is search for for a particular, maybe like a Calabasas estate or a Long Beach property, and see some of the high ranking videos that pop up, because YouTube will suggest on the side those that are doing well. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with the subscriptions. It's more about that particular video and how the keywords were used. So, even if you don't have any subscribers, your video can be seen and it can be picked up by YouTube in the suggestions if you had all the best keywords, and eventually people started to see that. And that's something else to touch on is, the cover page. I think that it lends a lot of credibility to an agent if that cover image is there and the profile picture is there and looking professional, your bio's in there, all of that stuff that needs to be set up. I think that lends some credibility too. Also, we talk about the thumbnails. We just selected the thumbnail that was prompted for us by that particular video, but you can also create thumbnails like in Canva, and it will be the right size that you can upload. Same with the cover picture too. If you wanted to create something custom, I know that Canva has a template for the exact size that you would need. So I think the overall look and feel of the site helps, attract people.
Yeah.
And have them coming back. They're not always going to subscribe on the first time, and if you're not consistent with posting on a regular basis, that probably doesn't matter to you. But if you do get to the point where you're consistently posting things, then you do want to make sure that your look and feel of your page is, attractive.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I think I talked long enough.
That was great, Kim. Thank you.
Okay.
It was very informative.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Patricia.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
The broadcast of Facebook Live has stopped. Recording has stopped.
You did good. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, Patricia. No, but the video didn't play. I wish it would have.
Recording has started.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Record